Hello, everybody, and welcome to Let's Get Cooking tonight.
Good afternoon. How are we doing out there?
We're excited to have you guys here tonight. We're trying again our bang bang recipe, but this time with salmon.
We're going to do the bang bang sauce because apparently all of our fans love it. So
Yep.
we're going to do it again. We're going to do it with salmon. It's going to pair very, very well.
Yep.
We're also going to keep the light freshness of summer here in the Valley of the Sun. We're going to do a cucumber avocado salsa.
Oh.
So avocado and salmon, delicious together.
And really light and kind of fresh for the summer. I mean, it's hot out there, although today is really not too terrible. But I like it light and fresh for the summer because I just don't want to eat heavy food or have something.
It's hard to
super
eat
hot.
beef stew at 110, right?
Totally.
And
That or chili.
biscuits. Yeah, exactly.
No way.
right? So
It's not happening.
these are part of the pieces that we always look for when we build recipes and we build the shows for you. We always want to make sure that we're mindful to how you're going to eat at the time, right? It's a
Absolutely.
big piece. It's what is it? Mise en place.
Yes.
Everything in its place.
Absolutely.
Food on your plate, in your belly needs to be appropriate,
Yeah.
whether it's hot or cold, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, big thing. So we got a big show. It's going to be fast paced, not as fast as last month, so you'll be okay. Again, bang bang salmon with the cucumber avocado salsa, cilantro lime rice.
Which is always a good one. I think cilantro lime rice pairs well with a lot of different dishes for the summer, if you do want to starch with it.
The beauty of it actually is it pairs very, very well with different cuisines.
I know, it does.
Yeah.
We serve it, Steve cooks it all the time with steak dishes, other meats, so
Yeah,
and
steak,
chicken.
lamb, pork, chicken, shrimp.
It goes well with so many things. So we're showing you something that you can make with lots of other dishes, especially if the kids like it. It's good.
We got a question. Go ahead, question.
Two, Marianne says, "Hi Chef, hi Beth, so excited. She loves Bang Bang."
Hi, Marianne.
We're so
Welcome.
glad for you being an avid attendee here
We
on
love
Let's Get
that.
Cooking. Absolutely love it.
Rhonda's been to happy hour with the mojitos.
Oh, so you
yay.
got the mojito and not the nojito, is that correct? We've just found out that a mojito is more fun for most people. That's why they call it a mojito.
That's with the rum in it?
That is correct.
Okay.
But since this season, we've decided to show you mocktails because drinking's kind of fading away, actually. So we went with the nojito, and we're going to show you a little twist to that as well that you're not going to expect, and then surprisingly very light and refreshing to complement our dish.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Let's get cooking,
Let's
right?
do it.
All right, let's make it happen. First and foremost, mise en place, everything's out. We got our produce. These handy dandy packets of stuff has been a huge favor of ours. Most of the time we think that everyone has soy sauce, mayonnaise, honey, and flour in their pantry, syrup in their pantry, even these spices, but not everybody always does, right?
No, so we always provide it.
We do, but this is a good way for us to be able to help you help us have an excellent show, right? So then what we need to do is we need to get our oven on.
Yeah.
We're going to get this thing going because we're going to go at 450 for our salmon. And the reason we want to do that is because we're not going to broil it, but we are going to cook it quick and fast. We're going to want to make sure that it creates a crust.
Okay.
So after we sear it and put it in with the flour, making this crust, that's a big piece to it. So with bang bang shrimp or salmon, there's supposed to be a little crust to help absorb the sauce.
Yes.
So that way you can better enjoy the dish, right?
Love it.
So that's going. We got to get our utensils in here. Pots and pans. We need something for the rice. We need something for the salmon. Big old guy like this, so we can do them all. And then our bang sauce is actually cold, so kind of ironic that we're serving a cold sauce with a hot dish.
Yes.
But heating mayonnaise isn't always the best thing to do because we can separate it. So we definitely want to be mindful.
Awesome.
All right, so first things first, let's get our salsa made so that way
Things kind of marinate together.
exactly, so it can mend together, right? It can blend the flavors.
Got it.
Cucumbers, I prefer the English ones. Only reason being is there's not so much seeds and water content inside. So as you see, this compared to a normal one, most of that is seeds and less of it is flesh, right? The other piece is the skin is softer, so it's you're able to eat it better. As opposed
sometimes I always take it off.
a regular cucumber.
Yeah, I do. I'll
The
peel
skin
it.
is so tough, right?
Yeah, it's thick.
But we want our nutrients,
Okay.
so we want to keep it on. So that's why I prefer to use this in many of my dishes. Salads,
Good to know.
salads especially. So again, we're looking at what are we doing for the salsa? How do we want to dice this up? I'm thinking we're gonna want to keep it relatively the same. Cucumber or avocado is going to be the star, right? So I wouldn't traditionally cut it in a wedge shape like such. I would cut it in half.
They cut that in half.
Cut it in half. I would then cut it in half again, long ways,
Oh.
like this. So that way when I make
They're smaller.
cut down, now we're making a smaller dice, which is going to be more of a traditional style of cut for salsa.
Yeah, that's interesting because it makes your pieces so much smaller with just one extra slice, where it's like half the size of the first ones.
And it's half the amount of cuts, right?
Right.
Which is a big piece. So again, if you're wanted to do it, try to keep it straight down the middle, is what you're looking for. And then again, we're going to make another slice here or cut so that way they're more uniform, so that when we go to dice, we have this size that we're looking for.
Absolutely.
So we'll keep our cucumber or we'll keep our avocado a little bit chunkier than this because that's really the star of salsa.
Absolutely. I mean, not that I don't love cucumber, but avocado is definitely great. Oh, we have a question.
Marianne said, Chef, my avocados are hard. What can I do?
You could put them in a paper bag and set them on the counter for a little bit. You could, I want to tell you guys this kitchen hack. You can wrap a wet paper towel around them and microwave them on low temperature. I wouldn't recommend that. How hard are they? Are they so hard that you cannot cut into it as such? Because if that's the case, then you want to make sure, try to find more ripe avocados.
But if we gave them to you and they're super hard, could they do the microwave hack?
Yes, they can. I don't recommend it.
But why not recommend it?
Because if you start to cook the avocado, then it's just going to be mushy. What we're trying to do is soften the flesh of the avocado.
Okay.
Hence the
So if
paper
you
towel
can't
wrap.
cut in it and we're trying to make the dish right now, what would you do?
Again, I would take a jam paper towel, I'd wrap this on this, I'd throw it in the microwave on low, the lowest temperature that you can do, and just do 30-second intervals.
Okay.
And all that is to soften the tissue enough so that way we can then take the seed out and get the flesh.
All right. So not recommended, but do it tonight if you were trying to make this dish.
Kitchen hack.
Kitchen hack. Okay.
If you can wait till Friday, just throw them in a paper bag.
But
Let
that's
them
not for
ripen.
tonight.
Let them ripen. And you know what? Avocados are probably the most hardest thing to actually go to the store and buy, besides a water.
Well, especially because if you buy them too squishy,
They're already dead.
and right.
Yeah.
And by the time you want to actually eat it, it's mush.
It's guacamole in a shell, right?
Exactly.
And-
So it's super hard. And then when they're hard, you think they're gonna last longer, but they're not gonna get soft by tomorrow.
Right. And those are things, right?
Yeah,
So
that's a real thing.
this is what we deal with in the kitchen. When you get a whole case of those, it becomes.
Yeah, exactly. Therein lies the hack. You gotta make dinner and you gotta have avocado in it.
Voila.
Voila,
Right?
come up with a hack.
Bell pepper, same thing, quick and simple. A lot of people like to take the top and take the bottom off. I'm not that crazy about it because I figure if I cut it in half, and then I can just take it all off at once. Did I lose a lot of pepper?
Nope.
Not at all.
Where otherwise you'd lose some of the good.
And I want to take most of that vein out. I mean, I don't get nitty gritty and cut into it, but this is like the orange.
Mhm.
This is bitter, right? So you want to remove this as much as possible.
Is it called the pith too?
The vein.
The vein, okay.
So these guys, same thing. We're going to want to keep them as small as we can, just like the cucumber, because this is only additive flavor and color for what we're doing. Remember, our salsa is like a garnish. We don't want to take away from the salmon, but we want to make sure that we get all those flavors incorporated to help enhance the flavor, our dish. And I know your knife skills aren't as sharp.
I was just
Again,
gonna say,
practice.
okay,
Just practice. You know what?
we missed one.
The most important thing about knife skills, look, I cut it all, but I
You
didn't
cut it,
cut
but
it
didn't
all.
cut all the way through. That's funny.
That was right.
Okay, I wouldn't be cutting it halfway through, so
Right here
that's
at
pretty
the
good.
end. So knife skills, number one, be confident. When you hold your knife, I always say hold it up closer to the 10, right? So where the handle meets the blade, and hold it firmly. I always say you can hold it like this if you want, but if you hold it like this, you're able to have more control over the blade. Okay. That's important. The rock and chop method is the best method just because you're able to let the knife do most of the work for you. If you have a different blade, you can do a chop as such, but this blade isn't designed for that. It's designed to rock and chop, right? So that's a big thing. I think I'm gonna leave our bell pepper alone. I think that's a good thing. And then onions, right? So you know how these. I think that's all we're gonna need. So that's all we're gonna need. Very good. The easy part for this one as well. So to fine dice or small dice, brunoise, which would be that size of which is a quarter inch by quarter inch by quarter inch. That's a brunoise. Cut your onion in half this way. Okay, leave this piece on, then take it and make slits this way. So that helps break up the layers as we
Okay.
now control how big we make each dice. Right?
Yeah.
If this piece is not on it, as you see this, right? So I wanted to show you that just to show you that that's the easiest way to get the smallest cut like this. For those who have knife skills that are a little bit sharper, take this chunk off, make the whole cut as big as you want, trying to keep all that together. And then again, now, same thing, just twice as much onions diced with less cuts. The least amount of cuts possible. That's the goal.
Interesting. Obviously, a lot of our knife skills are not as good as his. So we watch, we learn, we practice.
25 years of it, you learn.
Exactly. Well, you're chopping a lot more attorneys.
Every day. Yeah.
But we're all learning.
And again, be confident, right?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of the knife. If you're going to use a paring knife to cut that, this is more dangerous than this is because you're more likely to get yourself really, really good instead of being confident on letting the knife work for you. It's like a golf club in a sense. Don't swing so hard. Let the club hit the ball for you.
I like the rocking too. You realize, hey, that's why it's built that way.
Exactly, right?
Finally learn something every day.
All right, we need some lime juice. We need some cilantro. Also, fresh red peppers. Onion bells, cilantro. What we need though is our zester.
Perfect.
Hold on, Aaron. I got your back on this one. We don't want to get the drawers done.
Yeah.
I got you on that.
That was funny that time.
Oh, it was
Lots of kitchen issues.
it was hysterical. We were working with the least amount of stuff possible.
Yeah.
And that's what Noah's tongs that opened up in the drawer, wasn't it?
Yep. That happens.
So again, make sure there's not a cluttered drawer with your tongs in.
Exactly. I go bing.
Zest. I'll try to give it one more. And you always want to zest before you juice. The last thing you want is your knuckle on the zester. That's for sure. All right. Zest. And some cilantro. So what I did with that was I bunched it up into a nice tight bunch just to get it out and get it. So then that way I can chop it as fine as I can from the get. And again, we're not using the stems on this one. We're trying to use all just the leaves. With cilantro, the stems are softer than a parsley.
Oh,
So if there are some stems in there like this,
right, they're not as
you'll
thick.
be okay. Yeah, try to leave this stuff out of there.
Right. That's pretty thick.
Yeah, and I mean you can use
I
it.
just love the smell.
Of cilantro?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
such a fresh smell.
All herbs like that, right? Just
Yeah.
one of my favorites is cilantro.
Yeah, just because it
Smells
What does
fresh.
it remind you of? The beach?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
Reminds you of the beach, huh?
Mhm. It's super fresh.
Reminds me of the desert. Just because I'm from the desert. So for me, it's like being at home.
Or like Mexico beach.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I smell it, I'm just like, oh, I'm at home.
Mhm. Oh, question.
What's the difference between cilantro and parsley?
Well, they're two different herbs as far
Gosh,
as
different flavor.
what are they? Yeah, completely different. Cilantro is going to be more pungent. It's going to have more of a citrus type flavor, and it's coriander. Okay. Parsley is a more neutral flavor where it's not really going to have a lot of flavor. If you were to put a leaf of cilantro in your mouth or mint in your mouth, this is even more pungent.
Mhm.
You would notice like, oh wow, that's pungent. Parsley is real mellow for flavor. It adds flavor to it. Actually, parsley is a really good kitchen hack for removing salt from any dishes. So kitchen hack number 2 today. You want to make sure that
You grab the right one.
Well-
It'll really mess up your dish.
okay.
They look similar. I mean, people might grab the wrong.
So cilantro is more like a clover-like.
Yeah.
Okay. Italian flat leaf parsley is going to be similar with bigger leaves.
Aren't they more rounded without the little cuts on the ends?
The Italian flat leaf is going to be similar,
Oh, okay.
but they're longer.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
The curly parsley is what most people use. That's where it bunches up more like almost like a cauliflower head or a broccoli head. And that's the leaf. The leaf looks like that, right? That's why they call it curly. So there's nothing, I mean, either one, they both have different flavors.
Okay.
The curly, very mild, very plain for flavor, but that one what it does is it absorbs sodium. So if your dish is a little too salty and you got parsley, throw a little bit in there. You can just take a bunch and just stick it in there and let it sit and then pull that all out.
Oh, and
So
it
the
absorbs
parsley's
the
not
salt.
in your dish
Oh,
or your
okay.
sauce, but it
Cause I always
extracts
think
the
of it as a garnish.
most of the time.
Yeah.
Because
Not
that's what we see it. as,
Right. We see it, the garnish on the end of the plate. That's-
Most of the time we're consuming in a restaurant where the garnish is in the plate, absolutely. So then the flat leaf, and that's more just Italian cooking, and that's what they use it for.
All right.
Did that answer your question? All right, we're here. We want to add a little bit of salt to this. Mix that up. Since I like to save all dishes for that.
Yes, I'm the cleanup crew. I don't mind.
But we're gonna incorporate this. Okay, we're not gonna add our avocado yet.
Okay.
Why is that?
Because we're gonna let this sit together and create the flavors.
Okay.
And also the avocado is a little too soft.
Well, you're on the right track. The
Not the right-
avocado oxidizes,
Oh, yeah, that's
turns
true.
brown when it hits oxygen. We don't want to add this yet. Could you dice this up and keep it in its shell? Yes, you can. Okay. You want to keep the seed in. That's an important factor. If you were to cut it and take the seed out and put it in a plastic bag, it's still going to oxidize because oxygen is still getting in.
Got it.
If the seed stays in there, there's less oxygen getting in because we didn't create a pocket of air to be allowed in,
Okay.
right? So we could cut this and put it back together and set it in the fridge for right now, it'll be fine. But again, we're going to leave it alone because we don't want it to oxidize and turn brown for our salsa, right?
Sounds good.
Sounds like right.
Mm-hmm.
So in the fridge that goes. Next, we're gonna get our rice going. Rice today, it's pretty simple, basic, basmati. This stuff's good. It's a long grain. It cooks different than parboiled long grain rice, okay? This is thinner, and the meat of it is not as durable, I'll say, or as firm. So this is a softer grain of rice.
Okay.
So you would just want to be mindful to it. Okay? For this guy, you don't need anything really but stock and rice. And then our lemon zest. So with basmati, it's pretty much the same 2-to-1 ratio.
Okay.
2 cups of liquid to 1 cup of rice bran. Makes about 4 servings. Oh no, is that about a cup? That's about
You're a good maker.
That's about it. It's a little more than that. It will. One with this thing. A good thing to do with basmati rice is to soak it in a little bit of water beforehand, and it helps release some of the starches, so that way when you cook it, it's less likely to stick together. Does that make
Oh,
sense?
yeah.
So, kitchen hack number 3. Again, this one's simple and straightforward. It's pretty basic. When you want to measure appropriately,
It's a 2-to-1.
put your finger in there and you touch the rice, and you go right to the first knuckle right there. It's 2-to-1 ratio every time. I don't know why, but the Filipinos taught me that. It's worked ever since.
That's perfect.
How's everyone doing at home? Everyone, any questions? We had some really good questions so far today. Just gonna give this a stir. What happens when we put it in there? Again, it's releasing the starches immediately.
Right.
It'll stick together. We don't want that. So just like pasta, when you put pasta in water, you want to stir it around so that way, as it's quickly releasing the starch, they don't stick together.
Right.
So we don't have any clumps of rice.
Right. And we do have one more question.
Lisa said, I know we aren't there yet, but I ran out of limes. Should I use zest for the rice?
Yes. We will be using zest for the rice. And the lime juice is just to help add a little more flavor.
Right.
So zest is always key when we're making anything, because it's so much more vibrant and there's so much flavor profile with the zest.
Right. And shout out tonight for our 9 people that joined us from Trilogy. So go Trilogy. You guys are the group winners tonight. But we also have 4 people from Taylor Morrison and 2 people from Fulton Homes. So thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate you coming.
Absolutely.
And I know Tom, our friend, is in a temporary kitchen tonight. So we hope you find all the right utensils until your brand new home is done.
And again, if you don't have what you're looking for, ask. I can point you in any direction just from what you tell me, the tools that you have or the ingredients that you're working with. We've done it The beauty about going live is that that's what allows us to do that.
Right, we can-
You say, hey, I don't have that, or I don't have this, what can I use? I know so many things and so many tricks of the trade, so that way all I have to do is just ask questions. And we'll get you off to success.
Perfect.
Another
Oh, we have another
question?
question.
2 questions.
Two questions.
One question, one concern. Frank said, I cooked my rice in an instant pot, excellent results. And Karen said she is so happy to be a part.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, Karen. We appreciate that.
Instant Pot is great. You're gonna have lots of trials and errors with that thing. Because
Do you have to kind of get the balance of it, or?
it's like the air fryer. You have to learn what it does and how it works, right?
Got it.
So the Instant Pot is an amazing tool. The recipes are endless, but they're not always accurate.
So you're balancing what you're putting in.
Yeah,
what you're getting.
and again, it's someone who wrote a recipe that may or may not work, right? And again, it's all volatile to if you add any ingredients or you take ingredients away.
Right.
Right.
Got it.
Another question?
Comment. Don and Tom say hello.
Hi,
Well,
guys.
hello, how are we doing? Okay, so we're at a boil. Well, let's turn this down because we're just gonna want to simmer. We're gonna put a little zest in there right now. No juice yet, some zest. The reason being is, again, we want to incorporate the flavors. So like if we were making coconut rice, we would add our coconut milk, but not our coconut flakes yet.
Got it.
So kind of the same principle, right? We want the coconut flakes to be at the end, and we want the flavor of coconut to be in there with having coconut flakes, right? So now if we put some lime zest in there, it's actually going to cook into the flesh of the rice grain. So,
And we have one more question.
What's the difference between using chicken stock and water to cook your rice?
the flavor.
I was just gonna say that. I think that part I learned a while ago.
The flavor. What?
Water.
Tells me to
versus-
put rice in there and water and then put some love into it with some chicken stock. So tonight you could do fish stock and it'd be really good, really good. Because we're making seafood.
Right.
So again, we use chicken stock a lot just because it's very versatile, it's mild in flavor,
Yeah.
and doesn't matter what else you're making.
And I feel like we keep it in our pantry all the time, so we always have chicken stock and beef stock. Like those are the two.
Well, and then what about the bouillon cubes that we sent out last 2 classes?
Oh,
ago?
that's right.
Those little bouillon cubes, you find where the soups and sauces are in your grocery store, but they're cubes, and it's one little cube, I want to say, is a cup of water. So,
Something like that, yeah.
so that little cube has so much flavor in it, and all you do is drop your water in, little cube in there, and voila. Now you have so much more flavor to the dish. So when you eat your dish, it's so much, there's so much well-rounded a flavor profile. And it's not just, oh, I tasted some cilantro and I tasted some salmon. And I take, you know what I mean? So the development of when you eat it all together,
Right.
it's well-rounded. So it blends the flavors together.
Got it.
So yes, use stock. All right, let's make our bang bang sauce. Actually, so those flavors can blend together. This is for our. All right. So for our bang bang sauce, it's pretty simple and straightforward. A chili sauce. This is Mayploy, if I'm not mistaken, which is a sweet chili sauce.
I feel like it goes with so many things. Yeah,
This alone on salmon,
it's good.
delicious.
Yeah. Love that.
I'm not a mayonnaise fan, but in the bang bang, it's good.
It worked.
I'll do it. Some honey. So this is again not only a sweetener to kind of cut the spice, because the sweet chili sauce has a nice little kick to it, I would say.
Yeah.
But this is going to add another flavor to it. That's a big piece. Let's just do them to start. I did this actually at work. In my last bistro menu. And the residents just absolutely loved it.
The bang bang.
Oh my gosh.
And what did you make it with?
Shrimp, bang bang shrimp.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A little bit of rice, stir fried vegetables.
Done.
Yeah, they absolutely love it. Some garlic.
How are you guys keeping up out there? Everybody, sounds like some people are a little farther ahead of us. But anybody else need help? I know this one is for all of you veterans. Not that difficult.
No, this one's easy and straightforward, which is
Yeah,
nice.
which is nice.
But also it's quick too.
Yeah.
So it's really not a lot. I mean, the salmon's gonna take 6 minutes. The hardest part is cutting the garlic,
Right.
right?
And just cutting
The
the
vegetables.
fresh vegetables, yes. And we have another question.
Frank said, can you use blue agave instead of honey?
Yes, you can. So using agave nectar instead of honey is absolutely amazing. It's a different
A
profile.
little bit of a flavor,
Yes, so it's not like honey's tart,
right?
right? Because of how it's made. So by using the blue agave, it's more of a sweetener and not the tartness. So by us adding the honey in here is putting a little tart, almost acid into there.
Into it.
Yeah. The mince of the garlic. Watch your fingers.
Again, knife skills. So those little pieces.
Watch your fingernails, ladies and gentlemen. But you see how fine that we're making that because
Right.
we're going to mince it. So again, I'm making the cuts as small as possible. So that way when I make the mince, it's so much easier. See the claw? Claw.
Yep.
It's important. And when you make the claw, keep your thumb tucked behind you.
Yeah.
Because you'll, no bueno. I've done it multiple times. So again, the mince is as many cuts as possible.
Yes.
And as close
As
to
small as possible.
as close together. And that's the important piece because everyone can do this for 25 minutes or keep it in a pile. Okay. And then make as many cuts as you possibly can, as close together as you possibly can, because that is what's going to break up the garlic the fastest and not just running around with 2 knives. Trying to do a Ninja Turtle on that. That's not going to work.
Well, it smells delicious. You can smell like garlic.
Oh, garlic. And we were just talking on the way here about the benefits of vegetables, and garlic is definitely at one of the top of the list for sure. Garlic and ginger. All right, we're gonna give a stir to our rice. We're gonna need to add.
Wow. That was fast.
Real fast.
This whole thing just comes together quick. And don't forget to check the rice because that got dry quick.
Real fast.
Yeah.
But it's on. So potentially, what we're gonna do is just add a little bit of liquid, loosen it up some, and then we're gonna turn it off. And we're just gonna let it steam. Because by the time our salmon's done,
Rest of it will just cook till then.
the rest of it should be ready to roll. You crank this up really, really high for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lit it. We're gonna turn it off. Let it steam.
Awesome,
Because we don't want to keep adding heat by keeping the flame.
right. Absolutely.
Ooh, no.
I love you.
That's pretty much the bang bang. I'm gonna taste it. I want to add the other soy sauce. We're okay.
Okay.
Oh,
And you don't need a lot, which I kind of like. I mean, you don't need a lot of sauce.
no, that's the beauty of it, right?
Right, it's got a lot of flavor, so you don't,
Especially like as opposed to the shrimp. Remember, because we coated the shrimp in it.
right,
And
right.
then we did a little bit on top, so it's different. Because this, with our salsa, we're just gonna want to put like a little spread on it
Right.
and then put our salsa on top, so every bite gets some of it.
Oh, that's awesome. And we have another question.
Lisa says, why you whisk rather than in spoon?
Because this is multiple spoons in one bowl. Instead of having. Instead of having one spoon, I now have 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, right? Reason is this is gonna stir. This does two things. It incorporates better, also adding oxygen. So you wonder why whipped cream turns into whipped cream? Because we add air into heavy cream to fluff it up. So the reason the whisk is to incorporate the flavors better, so that way you can spend a lot more time spooning around. Or if you whisk it, you'll be done in half the amount of time. Whisk it good.
Okay.
Now, bang bang's ready.
All right, now we just make a cocktail, mocktail.
Let's make the Nojito, shall we?
Okay.
One more question.
No more questions.
Frank said, some people are sensitive to spicy. What can you do or find to make it more hot for your guest?
More hot.
You mean less hot?
No, it says more.
Okay. How do you make it more
Hotter?
hot? Add cayenne pepper, add crushed red pepper flakes, add chipotle powder, add, I mean, if you want just the sauce hot, use, I'm not drawing a blank on that name.
Auto fried peanut less.
It's.
You add less?
How do you make it less hot? The sauce
Spicy.
or?
Less spicy, the bang bang.
Okay, how do you make it less spicy? A little bit of yogurt, a little bit of heavy cream, a little bit of sour cream. Either one of those is gonna neutralize the spice of the chilies.
Just one of each, not not one of each.
One
Just
or
one
the other.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
you could add it all if you wanted to, but then you just made a whole different sauce,
Mm.
right? Because everything you add to a sauce becomes in a derivative. So every ingredient we add, if we added lemon zest, it's now a different sauce.
got it.
Okay. If you want it less hot, I would say sour cream is probably your best bet, or heavy cream. Yogurt's gonna be tart, and I would say Greek yogurt would be your best bet, because you don't wanna add
Those
more
like sour cream,
sweetness.
right?
Which is again, has that tartness like sour cream, right?
Mhm.
So that's something you wanna be mindful to when we're adding that.
And I wanna probably add what, a little at a time?
Absolutely.
Not a lot, so
Less
you
is
don't wanna ruin it, yeah.
No, less is more.
Mhm.
That's important.
All right. so
Remember,
let's-
we can always add more.
Right,
We
you can't take
it
away,
Not
then
in
you
cooking.
ruin it.
Not
Yeah,
in cooking.
good to know.
So a little twist to the Nojito today is gonna be none other than maple syrup.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
No, that wouldn't go in a mojito.
This would not go in a mojito. We're
Okay.
using sugar. This is gonna add again, a different flavor profile, right? And you'll slightly taste it. Depends on how much you use.
Right,
Use Aunt Jemima, might have to use less. Use Log Cabin, you'll definitely use less. Real maple syrup as opposed to just breakfast syrup, which is only like
1%.
I was just gonna say. I was
It's
just,
really just,
I was
not really maple
just
syrup.
gonna say, it's a bunch of corn syrup and a
And a
whole
little
lot of
flavor.
nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, first and foremost, our mint.
Question,
Mary Ann said the avocado softened in the microwave, but just around the ends. But it's okay because she'll buy some later tonight.
okay, perfect.
So like, again, if you keep doing it, it'll continue to soften the tissue. I don't recommend it because then you're gonna start cooking the avocado. So if you can't get your knife into it, then definitely let it just be alone.
Or throw in a bag. Throw
Yeah.
it in the paper bag now,
Yeah. So
if you're not cooking it tonight. Because sometimes, Mary Ann, you'll wait and cook it tomorrow night. So use the paper bag tonight.
that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
So I like to tear the mint leaves before I put them in there, even though we're gonna muddle. Just to help to break out the oils of the mint, so that way you have that flavor profile. And again, the smell of it.
Yeah, I love it.
Delicious.
Smells so good.
Yes. Need some zest. Not a whole lot for this, just a tiny bit. Some juice.
And tell us what the differences are from a mojito and a no, other than the liquor.
That's it.
It's
Well,
just the syrup?
No,
Is that the only difference?
I added the syrup to kind of give it like almost like a smoky note without putting smoke to it.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So I put the syrup in there as a good sweetener, but then that's gonna complement with the ginger ale.
okay.
So a very good brunch drink if you're not drinking.
But does ginger ale go in a regular mojito too?
No,
No.
no, it does
What's the differences?
So the Nojito, adding the fizz without the traditional just,
Liquor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
it's just to
there
build a
is no fizz in
mocktail.
a mojito.
Correct.
Okay, never mind. So, okay.
Some people might
Mm.
put seltzer water in there to
Okay.
create that, but traditionally mint, lime, sugar, rum, ice,
Done.
drink.
Got it. All right, for our 2 extra ingredients are the syrup
And the ginger.
and the ginger ale. Got it. That's what I was after. The differences. In case some of our friends at home are making it differently, then you know the differences to make yours.
Yeah, that agave nectar would be a good one to add, and if you didn't want the maple
Okay,
flavor to it, because it would be so much more neutral. Right, and this is gonna have a flavor. These two together are gonna blend well,
okay,
especially with the mint.
got it.
Okay. $36. That's the number.
Okay,
I don't know why it's the molecular structure changes.
I mean, in a bar now, these
36.
bartenders it's hectic,
They
trying
got
to
it.
make all these crazy drinks.
They got it down.
Huh?
I made a slushy.
I know, I was like, what? The molecular structure completely changed. You did make a slushy.
So. Now what?
No, you just pour the ginger ale on top, right?
You just use that as your ice.
Yeah, it's.
Bring for garnish.
Oh, lovely.
There you have it.
All right. You want to sip it? Why don't you try it? You'll tell us what you think. Even though it's icy, slushy, good,
Well, I mean, the ginger ale,
Ginger ale
the
helps
ginger
out?
ale took away a lot of that.
perfect,
It's very light, it's very refreshing.
perfect.
You get the tiniest notes of the maple syrup in there, which is what you're
So
looking
this
for.
is awesome, your brunch cocktail,
Yes, it is.
the designated driver. Perfect.
It makes it easier that way.
It does make it easier. All right,
Onto the salmon.
salmon.
Okay, we need a bowl here. We're gonna add our flour. So what we're gonna do is make that flour mix with the dredge,
Right,
that light little crisp crunch, right? We got some ground ginger. Garlic.
we have another question.
Karen said the mojito was delicious.
The mojito or the no-hito?
Mojito.
Nice, very good. It's very refreshing. It is nice. Yeah. And again, ginger ale, some mint and syrup, lime juice. It's almost the real thing. I am. So if you want your salmon less spicy, leave this guy out. We here.
We here
enjoy-
love the spice. But less spicy, leave that out.
For this, same thing, a fork. As opposed to one paddle, a fork has multiple. So it breaks through the ingredients better. And it allows it to incorporate the flour and the spices better.
Got it.
That's that.
All right.
We can go, our oven's on.
Another question.
Go ahead, Paula.
Dawn said, do we cut the skin off the salmon?
If that's your preference, since you have a fillet as such, I would say no. And I'll show you why here in just a moment. I just stirred our rice, fluffed it up. The reason we don't want to cut the skin off our salmon, number one, first and foremost, to take the skin off of salmon as such is going to be very, very difficult.
And you're gonna lose a lot of the meat.
If you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
I could teach you how to do that, but it's still very difficult. Okay, so I don't recommend it. And the skin is going to peel right off once it's cooked.
Mhm.
So again, that's the better way to do it, in my opinion. If you had a whole salmon, I could teach you how to skin the whole salmon on its own. So if you go to Costco and you buy a whole half of a salmon, then I could show you how to do that as easy as fashion possible without using pressure. And it's a learned thing. Takes a little practice. It's relatively easy. When you have your fillet or whole half a salmon, fat end to the tail, right? Head to tail. You cut a slit in it and then you cut into the flesh like such. Okay. Then you take your salmon, flip it over, and you grab the skin and you knife chop it. And you pull the skin and you'll peel it right off of it. Takes a little practice.
Sounds a little easier than when you describe it. How long did it take us to
I'll
do
be
it?
honest with you. It sounds really easy. And it really is. Again, it just takes time.
Right. Practice.
Yep.
Like
If
anything else.
You'll put a little oil into that for us, Beth.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
How much? That much?
Lenny.
Right?
And all we're doing, we're gonna dredge our salmon fairly. You don't have to do the skin side. You can if you're gonna eat the skin. Grab those conflicts. So this is just a quick sear. We're just wanting to brown that flour on there. But also just get a nice sear so that way when we pop it in the oven, we're good to go.
Lisa said, your written recipe called for lemon pepper. Not sure if you use that, but I substitute that with lemon zest and white pepper. Thoughts?
No, absolutely perfect. I use the lemon pepper, all of it. And the only reason I put that in the recipe is because most people have it in their spices, right? It's not a necessary go-to, but it's pretty predominant. Put oil in here. Now I'm doing, again, making sure that our splash side sees a little bit of that oil. Grab a plate real quick, Aaron. So tonight, we're gonna show you another bang bang recipe hidden up our sleeve, if I may. So look, nice,
Wow, that was great.
nice light little crust. So what that flour does is that allows you to get that good crust to it. Okay. We're gonna turn our heat down slightly. We're gonna add some more oil. We're not gonna add any more seasonings to that because we're gonna be able to capture nice little crab cake, right? Little bang bang crab cake for you. And as you see, I'm putting it all into that spice right now. So we're gonna collect all that from it. And all we're gonna do is just sear these off just like we did with the salmon. So,
Oh, awesome.
yep, super easy.
So we get a foil, sheet, cookie sheet? or
We're gonna
do
go
you-
right in the pan. Yep, it'll be easier.
Oh, you're just doing the pan, not the
Yep.
oven? Yeah.
No, we will do it now. Oh, we can throw this all into.
Oh, yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah. So again, just getting a nice crisp on there as we can. Get some of that oil working around there. And then we'll be able to put our salmon back in there, skin side down.
Mhm.
So that way it remains to keep the crust that we've already built on there. So again, skin side down. It's gonna go into our oven. $6 minutes, I want to say. What does our written instruction say? 3 to 4 minutes inside. So again,
You want me to put four down?
you say. So depending on the amount of sear, right? So we only did a quick sear because of our pan was so hot. If our pan wasn't as hot, we can do a harder sear, which will then allow less cook time in the oven.
Right.
So that's monitoring and paying attention to that. Once we know, again, and once I put that fish in there, I knew we got to have less sear because we could burn the spices and our flour. We don't want to do that. So that's why that was again a quick sear. Typically can do a quick sear and it's just a little more time in the oven. But what allows that to happen is for the flesh of the fish to cook a little more evenly and a little bit better. So that way unlike beef, chicken, and pork, it doesn't create an eye because the tissue of the meat is so more delicate.
Mhm.
In those other proteins, as you put it in the oven, it creates an eye, which all the water content flows to the center of the meat. That's why you need to let it rest.
And then it comes out.
It all flows back out into it. Yeah.
Never heard it called an eye before.
The eye. Is
The
what it's
eye,
called.
interesting. Now we add our avocado.
So now we can put our avocado in for our salsa.
Pre-prep there.
We're right on cue.
Awesome.
We're gonna pull out our bang bang sauce, just to let it kind of come a little up to room temperature a little bit, because the mayonnaise. Okay, so mayonnaise is fat, just like butter. As you chill it, it hardens,
Absolutely.
congeals, and then as it comes up to temperature more, it starts to loosen up. No, I cut one of these ones. How's everyone doing at home?
Yes, are we?
Did anyone else think of making a crab cake tonight or what?
I know that was so random.
But now we know.
You can do it and you can just substitute that if someone doesn't love the
So
pepper.
versatile. So this avocado is a little harder than normal. And that's how I can tell you that.
Because our pit just doesn't pop right out.
Easiest way to do this, score.
Oh, I learned this one from you. I use it all the time.
Again, don't cut through it. Just run the blade of the knife, just the tip of the knife along the skin. When it's a little firm like this, it's going to be a little bit harder, but just be cautious. As long as you don't panic, you won't cut yourself. So again, almost relative to the size of cucumber, right?
Frank sent a picture of his salmon.
Wow, that looks great.
Yeah, that looks good with the salsa on it. That's fresh out of the oven. So
And salmon's such a great protein. I mean, it really is a great protein to be eating.
it really is, and especially when you're buying the right stuff,
Mhm.
and that's a big piece to it. So farm raised salmon, right? Well, the technology of farm raised salmon is so different nowadays as opposed to the technology of everything.
Right.
But there's a lot of farm raised salmon that's grown in more of a freshwater or saltwater sense because the fish can go either way. But the way that they're doing it isn't just compacting all the fish into this small little swimming pool and trying to grow them. They're allowing the fish to actually grow more in a natural sense, which is the difference of the integrity or the nutrition of that.
Interesting. And we have another question.
Dawn said, can you use halibut?
Absolutely. If you don't like that strong fishy sensation that salmon provides, halibut, you can use any white fish. Halibut's more meaty, like the salmon, so this will be a good comparison. Swordfish, kind of the same thing, but swordfish has such a different flavor that it's just going to come off differently. Swordfish almost has like a beef-like flavor.
It does. I feel like it's like
Yeah.
a steak. It feels like a sort of fish steak. Like I don't know. It's just like,
And again, like it just almost has a beef-like
even texture.
Yeah, flavor profile and texture. Agree.
All right, we have another question.
Frank said he added more sauce after we took it out the oven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you glazed it and then put it in, which you can do that. We're gonna leave our glaze off, or we're not gonna glaze the salmon. We're just gonna use it as a cold piece. So again, a cold sauce on a hot entree. It's not terrible, but it just depends on what you're doing. Since we have the salsa that's cold anyway, it's gonna be just fine. All I'm doing is just kind of breaking up the pieces a little bit in here.
Wow, that looks delicious.
I want to say, let's check our salmon.
You're close.
I was gonna say.
Oh, you need a
hot pot?
hot. It's a hot handle. You don't never use these things, use like towels, whatever, but. That's a little thicker.
One of my associates once asked me, how come we don't have any oven mitts in the kitchen? I says, well, in this kitchen, we got plenty of them. We just don't believe in these ones. The problem is with these ones is they tear. They
Yeah.
once they get wet, they're trash.
Right.
And they just tear and get destroyed. So what was that? 6 minutes?
No, 6.
And how we know where we're done is see all this fat coming out of the salmon? It's done. Pull it out. Don't mess with it. Don't leave it in the oven.
Do you want a bowl for our plating?
Yeah, that's fine. I like the bowl. The bowl's a nice little.
I would think so. I can make it a good pleasing here, John.
I'm just trying to again incorporate all these flavors and get any of that lime juice that's down in the bottom. You want to make sure that we are getting that acidity on the avocado, so then that way it prevents it from oxidizing.
Right.
Let's do it to it then, shall we? First we'll use our rice.
Yeah, that- okay.
Where are we going? Lime juice. And our cilantro, always at the end. Because we want it to keep fresh. We want that fresh flavor. We added a little zest in there to kind of incorporate the flavor, but now we want to keep it there. All right?
Putting that lime juice, that's lovely.
Yeah. And again, for this is all what you want it to be.
You're tossing the fresh in at the end.
Yeah, and you can cook it in there. I don't prefer it because it's the freshness of the cilantro and the lime that you're wanting to capture and not cook cilantro and lime for the rice.
Right.
You got it.
Just give that a nice little stir there. So you can see as we turned it off and just let it steam, the rice turned out so nice. So
I love adding the fresh at the end. That's a good add. I like that.
that's what you want that flavor.
Right, absolutely.
Because it looks so pretty.
Are we leaving the skin on?
We're gonna leave the skin on.
Okay,
The reason being is it'll peel right up. So
Okay.
as you eat it,
you can.
it's not really gonna matter. We're gonna do the round of the songs. And stop. And again, this is all as much as you want. Again, it's almost a vegetable in its sense to the dish, but you don't want to put too much in that.
Right.
Every bite's overpowering, right?
Right, absolutely.
And you guys, you know. So I just cut these guys on the sharp bias. Now I dipped it in myself.
Oh, that looks delicious.
They're our bang bang salmon
Wow.
with the fresh avocado and cucumber salsa paired with some nice cilantro lime rice. And our Nojito
I
tonight.
like it.
How we doing,
Wow.
everyone out there?
That looks great. We have another question.
Frank said he seared and cooked his salmon in a Dutch oven at 400 degrees.
Again, that crispness that it's gonna make happen.
Right, that's awesome.
Was the Dutch oven covered? Or did he keep it open?
We're asking. Or did you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's answering.
Okay. And
Open.
he did?
Yeah,
It's covered.
we wanna leave it open. If we closed it, we're gonna lose all that crust. Cause we
Okay.
added, we're trapping in the moisture, which is then gonna sog it
Soften
out.
it. Okay, so you leave it open and cook it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So coming up next, we're gonna keep it light. We're going shrimp tacos with a mango salsa, which I love. I think that's always a really fresh dinner.
Oh, yeah, next month we'll do or shrimp tacos with a mango coleslaw.
Oh, mango
So
coleslaw,
we
not
won't,
salsa.
right, so
Okay.
I'll come up with, I've got another idea for a salsa, one that we did not too long ago, so I'm gonna play with that a little bit before we put
To
that
give us
into
some
play.
nice, good, fresh flavors.
And yeah, flavor profile and adaptivity, right? So how can we
Absolutely.
take something and again, like we did tonight, how can we add other flavors or keep flavors out that you may or may not be able to tolerate, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's June 24th, Wednesday, June 24th. We'd love to see you guys again. Thank you so much for enjoying spending the evening with us. And remember, let's get cooking.
Every month,
Every
let's
month.
get cooking.
All right, bye. Have a great evening.